What is going on today, guys? AU here, and today I'm bringing you week 5 of our Wait, what is it? NSL? I just had the biggest brain part. NSL Draft League. So we actually got a new draft. Picked up a new transaction over this past week because our opponent has kind of a scary team. They're also 3-1. We're 3-1, and if we win this, it gives us a lot better placing in the rankings. It kind of knocks them down, knocks us up. So it's a really important week and an important win for us to grab. So as you can see, I've got, just like always, I've got my opponent's team right here on the right hand side. And if you're new here and you want to see something like this every single week, this goes up every Friday. So if you're new here, subscribe, because I'm posting things just like this every single Friday. And also I do a lot of VGC. So if you're here from VGC, definitely check out the singles content. If you're here for the singles content, check out the VGC. But we're going to jump right into this. You can see my opponent's team. They have Grimmsnarl G-Max, which is kind of scary to me, actually. Because I know what Grimmsnarl does in doubles, but in singles, all I really know what it does is it protects, it substitutes and it bolts up. So, like G-Max Grimmsnarl, I have no idea what it does. They've got Conkelder, which is kind of scary, but I don't think they're going to bring it. They've got Barraskewdas, again, kind of scary. I don't think they're going to bring it. They got Dubblade, Gudra, Rhyperior, Eldegoss, Lapras, Orbeetle, and Rotom Fan. Now, he does like to bring Rotom Fan for memes, but I don't think he's bringing Rotom Fan this week either. So that puts him bringing Grimmsnarl, probably Dubblade, Gudra. I don't think he brings Rhyperior. He's probably going to bring Eldegoss. And bringing Lapras to counter my Lapras would be smart, but I'm really scared of the Orbeetle, which is why you might see it on your screen, is why I picked up Skuntank. I didn't have Skuntank before this week, and I didn't have a Hazer, and I really don't want that Orbeetle setting up on me. So I grabbed Skuntank, and pretty much the only reason I grabbed him was for Haze. Now he does get Toxic, he gets Poison Jab, Crunch. Poison Jab can deal with the Grimmsnarl, so this is kind of one of my switch-ins on the Grimmsnarl. It's just max HP, max defense. I didn't really do many calcs, I just stuck max HP, max defense on it, kind of just as a check to that Grimmsnarl. But it's mainly here to deal with that Orbeetle. Crunch the Orbeetle, Haze the Orbeetle's stat boost away, and just basically cause the Orbeetle a lot of problems and kind of nullify it. Now, we are going with Lapras again, but we're actually going with a weakness policy set. The past 2 weeks I've been running Assault Vest, but it's just so bulky, right? So I didn't really think that I needed Assault Vest this week because a lot of his team is physical attackers. The only thing I'm scared of is the Gudra, because Gudra can run Assault Vest and it carries things like Thunderbolt and stuff like that. So if they're running Assault Vest and they switch in on a water move, then they're not going to take a lot of damage. But if they switch in on a Ice type move, like G-Max Resonance, I don't really know how much damage they're going to take. They might take 50%, which would be great, but I doubt they're even going to take that. So that's kind of my worries. If we can get Gudra off the field, Lapras can kind of sweep in-game. So that's going to be my goal. But another thing we have to watch out for is Conkelder. And the reason I started running weakness policy is because Brick Break is going to be something that a lot of my opponents are going to start running. A lot of them are actually kind of surprised. Lapras right now is like in the leaderboard for KOs, and I've only had it for 2 weeks. So just the bulk that it has and the damage output that it can do, especially behind the Warville, is kind of scary. So Brick Break is something that a lot of people are going to run because it's super effective. It ignores the screens, it gets rid of the screens. So that's kind of my thought process in running weakness policy. I can get the Conkelder to proc that. So once I procs that weakness policy, after that it's pretty much a done deal for the rest of his team, because I could just, if he doesn't proc, or if he doesn't break the veil on the last turn of me maxing, I can just set it back up and KO his Conkelder. So I'm also running Aegislash, the same exact Aegislash I've been running, just the physical variant. Another checks his Grimmsnarl. It also checks his Rhyperior. It checks his Gudra, as long, like if I don't switch in on a Flamethrower, it checks his Gudra. It checks his own Dubblade. If I can get a Swords Dance up and just Shadow Sneak that Dubblade, I'm doing pretty good. It checks his Lapras. So it just checks a bunch of things on his team, and it's just mainly here again for that Grimmsnarl, because like I said, I kind of prepared this week a lot for Grimmsnarl because I don't know what it does, and I didn't get a lot of practice in this week either. So I just really prepared for Grimmsnarl because I feel like I can deal with the rest of his team. Now, I do have another core of Leafeon Flygon just like I did last week, but we dropped 9 tails for Skuntank. Basically, I'm running a bulky Leafeon. I did some calcs. I did the calc for Leafeon to be able to live a Goodra Flamethrower or a Goodra Sludge Bomb. The only reason is because if he brings Rhyperior and he wants to get up rocks, then I can lead Leafeon and we'll Oko the Rhyperior with Leaf Blade. So at that point, I can he's gonna want to switch out into a Sap Sipper Goodra. So I can Swords Dance up once, and then I can Swords Dance up twice. Depending on what move he goes for, I might can Swords Dance up 3 times, and then Baton past that to Flygon. Now, if I Swords Dance up 3 times, we are running through his team at that point with Flygon. So that's basically the thing. Like Swords Dance, I might get a sub off. If I can get a sub off, I'll definitely do that, and then I'll just Baton pass everything into my Scarf Flygon. I still don't know if I want to run Scarf Flygon. It always depends on what speed my opponent's Pokemon is, and I really want to be faster than, what was it, Barraskewda. I want to be faster than Barraskewda because I don't know if it gets Ice Fang or not, so that's kind of why I'm running Scarf this week. And he doesn't have, outside of Rotom Fan, he doesn't have any ground immunity, so I can just spam Earthquake. So if he doesn't bring Rotom Fan, I just spam Earthquake and pick up a lot of KOs so I can get that Baton Pass off at the beginning of the game. So that was kind of my thought process on running Scarf Flygon this week. We also have Outrage and Dragon Claw. I debated on putting U-Turn here as kind of like a pivot lead, but to me, I don't know. I don't feel like I have a lot of safe switch-ins to his team, so it's kind of just be me be hyper offense the whole time. I'm gonna need to knock out the threats early on, and then let like Lapras and stuff deal with Grimmsnarl, or Skuntank deal with Grimmsnarl. Like all those things deal with his Pokemon late game. And Flygon's also a check to his Doublade, because that Doublade can hurt my Sylveon, it can hurt my Skuntank, it can hurt my Lapras, it can hurt my Aegislash. So we need to get Doublade off the field as fast as possible, because at that point, if we don't, then he can deal some major damage. And then finally for the last slot, we're actually running Throat Spray Pixelate Sylveon, Hyper Voice for the Grimmsnarl. As if he's maxed and we Hyper Voice, we're doing major damage to that thing, and especially after a +1, and he's not going to be barely doing anything back to us. Now he might can put us to sleep, but really he's actually only going to yawn us, so then we'll still be able to get up a second turn. But yeah, so we have Hyper Voice, Mystical Fire, Wish, and Protect. Wish is kind of just so if Sylveon's about to go down, I can Wish back into Leafeon and try to get some more Swords Dances up, like kind of reset my Leafeon Flygon sweep if I need to. So that's the thought process there. Or if I want to Wish and Protect, just preparing for a turn where I need to heal up, then I can do that. But we also have Mystical Fire because I want to deal with the Doublade somehow if it decides to switch in. So, and we also deal with Orbeetle that way. We can deal with Eldegoss that way. So there's just a lot of things that we can deal with Mystical Fire. We can also hit Goodra with Mystical Fire and lower its special attack. Hit Eldegoss, which it probably will Oko Eldegoss, but we can lower its special attack. We can hit Lapras and lower its special attack. So that's kind of the thought process behind that. And I'm trying to make this video kind of short because honestly I feel like this game's either going to go by really fast or it's going to go by really slow. So I'm trying to make the video not super long. But that's the team, and I'm going to catch you guys in the battle. Alright, so we're here in the match, and he brought some things I actually didn't expect him to bring. I definitely didn't expect him to bring the Rhyperior because of my G-Max Lapras. But it looks like he did bring it. Now, outside of maybe like the Orbeetle setting up on us and I don't know, maybe Conkeldurr, I'm not too scared of the rest of his team with Lapras. We don't have U-Turn on our Flygon, which is kind of bad, but we do have Baton Pass with Leafeon. And if he leads anything other than Orbeetle, I think I can set up a Swords Dance and switch into Flygon. I'm going to lead Leafeon and see what he goes. If he leads Orbeetle, then that might be a little bad, but luckily Flygon's not affected by sticky webs. So he leads Rhyperior. So unless he has like Fire Punch or something, he's probably going to switch out, so I'm just going to Swords Dance up here. And he goes into Goodra. So we get a Swords Dance off. I think I'm just going to probably Swords Dance again. He goes Flamethrower, and we barely live it. So that's good. And then we're just going to Baton Pass out. And I'm going to go right into Flygon. I don't see any other reason to not. So just Flamethrower again as long as we don't get burned. Alright, we don't get burned. So he doesn't have anything that really wants to take an Earthquake. I think I'm just going to Earthquake here. And he protects. So that's fine. Just going to Earthquake. He might have been scouting for a Dragon type move, but like I said, nothing really wants to switch in. Unless he's like max defense Goodra, this probably KOs. Even if he is max defense, because Goodra's defense is just really, really bad. So we'll see what he goes. Conkeldur's defense is pretty bad too. I think his safest switch in is probably Orbeetle. But even after 2, I don't think he can safely switch in anything on this thing. He's got to probably sack something. And this is kind of exactly what I wanted to do coming into this game. And he didn't bring any ground type resist, so yeah, so we Oko that Goodra. Like I said, he might go into Orbeetle here, or maybe Grimmsnarl. I don't know how much Gmax Grimmsnarl is taking though. See if I go to the calc. Alright, so he goes into Orbeetle here. So I'm just gonna Earthquake again. And while that's going on, I'm going to try to calc for Grimmsnarl. So he set up a Reflect, which is smart on him. So if we go Grimmsnarl here, 100, we'll go Flygon. At plus, what am I at? Plus 4. Earthquake. Yeah, so wait, I need to be Jolly. Jolly 252 attack plus 4. If they're behind Reflect, we still have a chance to Oko. We have a 75% chance to Oko if they're only max HP. The only thing is that they like they can just max here, but I think I'm just gonna Earthquake, and they'll probably max and take out Flygon here, but that's fine. We'll just come in with we'll probably come in with our Skuntank at that point, or maybe our Sylveon. So we still do about 40%, and that's really good damage actually. I'm actually okay with that. So I'm just going to go Sylveon here, and I'm just going to Hyper Voice. I think Sylveon's Throat Spray this game. So if we can get a Hyper Voice off, then that is fantastic. And we've got rid of the main threat to Lapras, because he goes into Doublade, yeah. So I think I'm just going to Mystical Fire here. But we got rid of the main threat to Lapras, which is Goodra. So he's going to Swords Dance up, that's fine. We'll just Mystical Fire again. And he Shadow Sneaks. He's just trying to get damage off. So at this point, Lapras can come in. Conkeldurr can proc its weakness policy. So here, I think I want to wish. I'll try to get a wish off, and they're gonna heavy slam. I figured they would be carrying heavy slam or iron head, but we'll be able to go into leafy on here, and I can't substitute because I only have 23%, but I can leaf blade, and that might. Oh, they're like super bulky. Yeah, they're super bulky, but their reflect's gone, and I can just go into Lapras here and start. I'm gonna start by max geysering. They're carrying Ice Punch. They're carrying Ice Punch, Heavy Slam. They might have Rock Wrecker, but I don't think that's gonna do a lot. But we're faster anyways. So at this point, unless he's Assault Vest Conkeldurr, I think we pick up the KO on both of those. So he goes into Conkeldurr. If he's going into Conkeldurr, that tells me he's either Assault Vest or he's Guts with Protect. So I'm just gonna max Geyser again, and it looks like he's Assault Vest, and he's gonna Break, which is fine. At this point, I'm gonna Resonance because we'll pick up the KO on the Conk, and at that point, Grimmsnarl can come in, and it's not gonna be able to do enough damage to the Lapras, I don't think. So he does Mach Punch. He's just trying to get some extra damage. We're sitting behind Aurora at this point, and we have Skuntank, Lapras, and Aegislash all against his Grimmsnarl. So I'm just gonna Surf, and we'll probably pick up this win. It was a super fast game. Yeah, we pick up that win. So GG's to him. And yeah, we built a pretty strong team, and we got away with a couple Leafeon shenanigans right at the beginning. If he didn't set up Reflect, I think we had a really good chance at just sweeping the game with Flygon, but I think he actually had a little bit of defensive investment in his Grimmsnarl. But with that, guys, I think I'm going to leave you here. So if you like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.